And gals. So today we're going to work in my first mixed media composition book. I've been looking for stuff, and oh my goodness, craft rooms, you can get lost in your supplies. So I hope everybody had a great week so far and a great weekend. I'm going to share my video out. Get my Facebook group here in a second. I'm going to share this out. What the heck did I just do? I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Give me a minute. I hate when you go to do something, something pops up in front of it. You know, when you go to copy and paste something, you get something up in front of it. Okay. Okay, so that'll work. Okay, now let me get back to chat here. Anybody else been having difficulties with YouTube? Because I sure the heck have been. Hey, Clint! How are you tonight? I've been catching you sometimes on. I fell asleep the other night, though. I can understand how people can fall asleep. Hey, John! I hope you guys had a great weekend. Oh, you're quite welcome. Hey, Sassy Sandy! She needs that YouTube name, Sassy Sandy. I vote. Let's vote. We need to get you a Sassy Sandy channel, Sandy. So I was over here cleaning and ended up with a craft lunch, making sure there's no freaking spiders on me tonight. Last time, I can't tonight, Clint. I'm not gonna be on too long, I'm gonna have some interruptions, but I will another time. Tonight I got to catch up. I wasn't even on here last week. But anyways, I went upstairs last week just to share a scary, spooky story since it was October, last time I was live. I was sitting down here and I had like longer pants on. Today I got shorts on. I want to feel if the creepy crawlers are crawling up my legs so I could smack them. Because I'm telling you, my craft room, I call it Spiderville. We're going to have to bomb down here. It's getting bad. It's been getting bad, but it's really getting bad. So I bought some spray and I'm going to have to spray it around. And I know spiders have their purpose and I really hate killing anything, but they're getting out of control down here. And so I'm upstairs sitting on the toilet and I saw these legs go up like this. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. I told Santa I almost peed on the floor. I jumped up off the toilet and flung it across the room. I had to finish going to the bathroom, and then I had to go over and kill it because it started running up my wall. And I bet you that spider, and I don't exaggerate, was every bit a quarter of my hand with big fat legs, and it was great. Oh, it was so disgusting. Usually we get the daddy long leg looking ones where they got an itty bitty body and they got these long legs, but this one here was, oh, it was awful. And it was on my belly. It was on my shirt. Talk about being creeped out. I was like, okay, you got me for Halloween. So now I got to check my apparel before I go upstairs so I don't carry no more guests. I told my husband if they paid rent, we'd be rich. All the little critters. So today, I need to make some more painting pages, of course, because I'm running out. But today, I want to craft on one of these pages. I'm going to pick a couple pages and craft tonight because I got some things I want to play with that are a little different. I haven't added these to my mixed media yet. I like it when people's on the panel sometimes, Clint, but sometimes I think the more people you start having, you get more condensed, and then people can't see what you're doing. And it's like, oh, it gets smaller and smaller because I know I'm on my phone. Callie, is this your first time in my stream? And hey, Rage Gaming, welcome to the channel. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Callie King is cute. He comes on his stream and he takes us to the streets. Hey, Matthew. I actually have a nephew named Matthew. My oldest daughter, if she'd have been a boy, her name would have been Matthew David. I had her name picked out both ways. But she ended up being a Jade Marie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't make everybody a moderator right away. I wait till I get to talking to people first. So no offense, but I wish that YouTube would bring it back where either you're blue or black, you can still go to people's channels. That'd be nice. Used to be that way, but they changed it. So I'm going to pick the color pages I want to work on tonight. What's going to match? Let's see here. Black and white. No. Let's go back one. I'm looking for lighter pages. These two might work. Give it a little bit of a grungy look. Okay. So this will be the two pages we're going to work on. So just so you know, if you're new to my channel, this channel is all over the place. I do a whole bunch of different things. I don't want this channel monetized, but my Crafty Styles is my second channel. So if you're interested, that channel, I don't care what it grows to be. If it's monetized, that's fine. I started a second channel because eventually I will probably still do crafts maybe on Wednesday here, but I want to get back into my bookstore eventually. I've been working towards it. It's just going to take a while. But I only use bookstore offline. I have two Etsy stores that one needs launched. One's already been launched. I use for my live sales when I have a live craft supply sale on here. And then I'm busy. Let's just say I'm busy. Plus I craft and I donate to an organization of Defy for disabled artists. And if you have never heard of Defy, it has a website. I'll put the name in case you don't like clicking on links, which I don't blame you because, you know, hackers and scammers are real bad right now. It's disabledartist.org. Let me get it up here. And the second Saturday, which will be this Saturday coming, they have an auction for all kinds of stuff. And a lot of people from YouTube and the crafting community meet there. And it starts usually around noontime East Coast because it's out of Florida where the lady is that does it. Her name's Carehart. Her name's Carolyn, but Carehart, and she lives up to her name. She's an awesome person. I'll put the link in so you can see the name. But this is, hey, Frost. But this is the foundation, and what it is people who can't afford, they're in like poverty level and they can't afford extra stuff. They do all the shipping and they ship out a package every month to these people. So the auctions on Saturdays helps pay for that. And it's just an awesome group. And even if you don't purchase anything, you can donate. People have donated beads and, monetary, anything. Like I sponsor free shipping. They're number 5 in the auctions, always free shipping if you want to do it. And it's like $8 a person for the free shipping. And you can make things and send it. There's been businesses that have, back stock that didn't sell or whatever. They donate stuff. I mean, it's incredible the people that put into this. So right now they're at capacity. They have I can't remember, she said it's 300 and some people right now, but everything's volunteer. So whatever we send, I love a die cut machine. So I make a lot of die cuts and I donate them because I love it. I can live on my die cut machine. That's one of my favorite crafting machines I use. And so I donate a lot of stuff to it, but it's just a very cool organization. And like I said, even if you don't buy and you want to see what's going on in the crafting community, hang out and just watch it. I love some of the things that the people do. Before I get started tonight, I'll just share a little bit. This is one of the things one of the lady makes. She doesn't have a YouTube channel, but her name's Sharon Lombard, and I'm telling you, this lady's talented. She does a thing called felting. Look how cute this is. I won this at an auction, and when they had it, and it sits right where I can see it. It's soft and fuzzy. You don't know that because this has got wood. You don't know what kind of crafts they're going to come up with. Darn it, Sandy, I forgot to bring the watch down. She took the face of a watch, old watches that don't work anymore, and somehow she popped open the cover and she stuck beads in it. And then, where the band goes on both sides of the watch, on the bottom side, dangles hang. It is the most beautiful piece I've ever seen. And I got one off of her. It was a blue one. But you're fighting for stuff in these auctions because these people are incredible. And sometimes they theme them. Like if you're in steampunk, you'll see medals. If you're into junk journals, you'll see the journals. Sometimes it's a variety. It's just they've got so much stuff. And plus, it's inspiring. I like watching what other crafters are doing because I get inspired by what other people do. I love this thing. I think this is so cute. They say these are a lot of work to do, too. But I like buying stuff from them because they're cool. And sometimes I'll sit through a sale and I won't be interested in anything because it just depends. So you don't always buy what people have. But it's a cool time to hang out, get to know some of the crafters in the crafting community. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it and I enjoy the people. So, okay. So with that being said, I'm having a craft lunch again. Hold on a minute. Oh my gosh. My alcohol inks aren't cooperating. Hold my paints. I'm terrible. It's stacking stuff. I'm awful at it. Okay. So I couldn't find, this is race paper, but I think these are decoupage sheets. I don't think these are race paper. Yeah, these are decoupage papers. Okay, so race paper is what I want to play with tonight. So I grabbed my favorite line. I love Stamperia. It's funny because the very first paper line I ever purchased was their lace one. Vintage lace. I'm friggin', if you would see that paper pad. Oh, I still pet it. I haven't used it yet. And sometimes you get like that. But they have the most beautiful stuff. And they're expensive, but they're nice. But there are some digitals out there that are nice too, because digitals, once you purchase them, there's no copyright infringement. You can keep printing them as much as you want to use them, but paper pads you can't because it's copyrighted. So I pet mine. And then sometimes they discontinue lines and it's like, oh, these with digitals, you can keep copying them as long as you save them. But anyway, race paper is like fuzzy on the back side. So I wanted to play with this tonight because I haven't played with this before. So we're going to see what we can invent with this. And I like playing with new stuff. I like getting my hands dirty. So there's that. And the difference between raised paper, regular paper, is it's stringing. And a lot of times as crafters, we decoupage with napkins. Like this napkin. You tear the layers off and you can use them to craft with, because you can really find some cool decorated napkins out there. I appreciate napkins as a crafter more than anything when I started using these, because I never realized how beautiful some of the art is, even on what you wipe your mouth with. So, a lot of cool stuff out there. This here is tougher. Like, this is really hard to rip. So that's the difference between this and raised paper. So it makes it a little easier to decoupage with these, because sometimes with napkins, you have to be careful, because once you're putting the glue on, you know, stuff gets wet, it kind of tears apart. This here doesn't do that. So, but Saturday at noon, I will be at the Defy auction because I enjoy it. So I'm going to decide what I want to decoupage with this in my book. So I'm going to pick a piece of this, and I like the piece with the butterflies. I like the white flower that's in this, so you can see it up close. It's really pretty. It's a pretty shade of blue too. So now we're going to take a paintbrush. I'm going to take a thin tip, and I'm going to kind of wet around what I want to tear. This is how I'm going to do it. I don't know how every other crafter does it, but this is how Tammy's going to do it. Wet it down. Let's see how this works. This is going to be quite interesting to see. It shows better on the back. Yeah, that works a little better. So you can actually see where I wet it. And then I'm going to do it just like paper. It's easier to tear when it's wet, but I want the fuzzy edges, because the raised paper will give you fuzz. I'm sorry if my nose acts up. It's allergy season. I just started eating some raw honey mixed with peanut butter on my crackers because it helps. I like the raw honey from a beekeeper. This year I bought it in the store under the organic section. So I'm going to take this piece. And then I'm going to take and wet the edges. Doesn't really matter what size paintbrush you use. I'm just picking random. I want the fuzz, so. Go down this way. See how it's got that pretty fuzzy edge look? I think that's cute. It gives it some class. Some grungy class. Okay, so we'll put this aside. Scooch it. There. Okay. So I'm going to pull my book over. It kind of looks good on that. Well, it looks good on really either page, but I'm going to put it on this page because it's later. I just wanted to incorporate this into my first mixed media book. because I think it's pretty. So, on that note, I gotta get a glue. What glue am I gonna use? We're gonna try Jot. I'm gonna use some Jots from the Dollar Tree because I wanted to compare this to see how it works against my Elmer's clear glue, because I really love decoupaging with my Elmer's. And to be a crafter, you don't have to buy everything that they tell you on the different channels of crafters, the expensive stuff. You can buy whatever you can afford or you want to try. I will admit some items are better than others, but there's some items that are cheaper that actually are nice. It's just a matter of trial and error and what you want to play with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here on the page. I don't know what I did with my glue jar. I'm going to have to find it. So I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush and spread it out. I do have a glue jar somewhere. Lord only knows. Probably dried up by now. We'll spread this out. And I'm going to have this right here. And then we're going to decoupage over it with the paintbrush. Napkins, it tends to saturate from top to bottom easier. It'll do it on this too, but come on, Jot. Should have had this turned upside down, I guess. Tried to use up some of the glue I have laying around my house, and I found this today, and I was like, yeah, we're going to use it. And then a tip that I learned from Messy Life Tina was to take your paintbrush when you're using gesso and glue and stuff like that, soak it in regular rubbing alcohol, the isotopic kind. And it cleans your brushes off so much better than water and regular dish soap, so that your brush doesn't get stiff. This might come up a little bit underneath because I didn't glue it all the way down here. And then you just brush it back down. One thing is cool about napkins too is they get little bubbles in them. And I don't mind the bubbles because sometimes when you smash them down, it gives like, I don't know what you want to call it, almost like a effect when it scrunches up. Like a little bit of a dimensional effect, so I think that's cute too. So I got a little jar over here that holds my alcohol. And not the kind you drink, but it keeps it clean. As a matter of fact, I should add some more. And I just buy the regular, could be the Equate, whichever kind. And I just, every once in a while, dump this out. And sometimes I just add more to the jar. This is great for cleaning. Keeps my glue from getting stiff on my brushes. And it cleans up gesso really nice when you're painting. So there's that. Okay. Then I found this page upstairs. And I thought, you know, I love butterflies. And I really don't know if this is just plastic pop-outs, I think. Or you cut them out, maybe. I think part of it pops. And part of it, these are my We Are Memory Keeper. Let me pull this back some. Shears. I enjoy these shears because I'm a left-hander. And I feel like you don't have the restrictions on these, like you do the holes in your scissors. And these to me are just easier to cut with, especially when you're fussy cutting. That's what I call fussy cutting. Yeah, I don't remember where I got this plastic sheet at, but it's pretty cool. Let's put you over there and cut out a few. Some of this is popping out, but the bottom doesn't seem to want to. And it does have a pair of scissors on the bottom there to show you that it needs cut. Let's see here. These are cute. But I had not played with these before either, and I was like, okay, these look cool. To do a butterfly page layout. Oh, this over here. And then let's see. I think the black ones show up really pretty. They look kind of nice together. Okay. So this I'm going to use my Alina's. And the word tacky has a reason. I think Mod Podge should be called Tacky Mod Podge. Because I think it's very tacky. But this here doesn't stay sticky. It actually dries, so that's why it's one of my favorite glues. It's called Aleene's. I keep calling it Alina's, but it will. Sassy Sandy calls it Eileen's. And there was another crafter calling it that too. But it's actually Aleene's tacky glue. But I like it. They sell this at the Dollar Tree. I wish they had the clear. I've only found the white in mine, and I'm not a big fan of the white. I like the clear the best. Tilt. Okay. And these are icing bottles. These are the Sweet Sugar Bells. These are great. I love the tips on them. Okay, so that's done. And there was something else I wanted to do to this. What did I do with that? Here it is. I have this fell apart, but I really love this stencil. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to get my favorite white paint. Almost said glue. And we're going to take a makeup sponge. This has already got white on it. And I'm going to rip this tip off. These makeup sponges are great for this. Or you know what? I'm going to try something different tonight. I actually use these two. If you don't know what these are and you're in the makeup community, these are great blending brushes. These are great to put on your foundation with. From my makeup days, that was one of my favorite applicators. Nikki! How are you doing, beautiful? Oh my gosh, I love that short you did. That was cute. She does some cool looks with makeup for Halloween and stuff. Oh my goodness. They're adorable. I used to love watching makeup artists do stuff like that on Instagram. So now we're going to take white paint. Let me do it over here first. I need a spot to put it because I want to blend it out. Gonna have a little fun even over top of the butterflies. And I'm gonna pat this. This gives more of a sponge look. Like I don't want like wet paint. I want it to come off nice and smeared. So that's what we're gonna do. And I love these brushes. You can get these real cheap. You don't got to pay a lot for them. Watch how cool that is. Oh gosh. Oh. Whether it's even over the butterflies, it doesn't matter. I love this all over. This circle, this spiral is just one of my favorite stencils. Just gives that added touch of class to me when it comes to mixed media. I know sometimes I'd watch craft or something like, no, don't paint over that, or no. But it looks so cool when it's done. And it's just fun. Look how cute that looks. Even over the butterflies, it's like you can still see them, but it just gives that extra artistic, I don't know, I just love it. Love this stencil. And baby wipes are wonderful. Any type of wet wipes. They don't got to be baby wipes. They could just be regular wipes because I know some tissue companies make these too. I buy Parent Choice baby wipes because I just like them. I don't get the ones with the aloe though. I get the regular unscented, and I just use these to keep my rubber stamps and my stencils clean right after I use them. I mean, you're going to stain them eventually, but I try to clean them up and make them last as long as I can. And another thing that's good at cleaning this, if you see that white, Watch what happens when you spray alcohol in it. This is why I like the alcohol. Remove this. Is you take this and you spritz it in a spritz bottle that you can get. You can go buy those on Amazon. It's real cheap. And it takes everything off of your stencil. That's why these are good for glue. And that, look how clean it came. That's why I like the alcohol. It works really well. I was like, yes, please. Nice, fast, and quick cleanup. And then I'll rub my brush over this to clean some of the paint off. There might still be some left. Okay, I'll wash that later. And then I will take a paper towel, which I always keep with beside me because I use them all the time. And I love this mat. Oh, this mat's awesome. Easy cleanup. And that's how it rolls. Easy stuff. Oh no, it's trouble. Hey, CDC. Nothing right now. I've just been fighting allergies. Last week I had a migraine and didn't even feel like coming on. It was like, ugh. Change of seasons. Right now where I live, it's dust, mold. And I forget what the third one was. But I'm allergic, and dander. I'm allergic to cat and dog pet dander. And dust mites are two of my main allergies. So my nose had a workout last week for sure. Where the heck did I put my scissors? Did you guys see where I put my scissors? Here's the cap for it. I don't know where they just went. Sandy, see, I'm sitting here and still losing stuff. Oh, there it is. I'm like, what the heck? I can't lose those. These are like my diehard shears over here. Okay. Sandy, you got to keep me in line. What the heck, woman? Okay. So this will dry out. And let's continue on this page. So what do I want to add? Is the question. Let's try. Let me look and see what I have laying around me. We probably could go with this for some color, maybe. Let me see. This is decoupage papers. This is different because it doesn't have the race papers, the racy part. Let me see here. How do I open this one? Sometimes they open from the bottom. This one opens from the top. So where is my scissors to open this? This is from the company called Little Birdie. So when you see my Sunny Fun Time mails, this is where I build up this stuff from. So yeah, we could use a little word page on this side. And then this, of course, is just paper. You get 4 sheets of decoupage papers. You get this and this. They're cool. And this is like a mixture of a letter, bugs. I like this part of it and this part. So we're going to take this. We don't need to wet this part down. I'm just going to tear the part out. Pretty much that I want to use. And try not to rip the butterfly. Can't rip the butterfly. You know, when I first started this, I used to look at these and be like, I don't want to rip those papers apart. But then what you don't know and you can't see won't hurt you. As far as I'm concerned. Because if you use a die cut machine, sometimes you can only fit so much under it and it cuts around certain things. And it's okay if you get white through here. Too. Because you can always take this and distress it. I'm going to use gathered twigs. And I didn't look for my distress tool. I forgot to. That's okay. We'll use this. We're going to use a little fluffy paintbrush. Just fill that weight back in with some grunge. Because even these, you don't have to use the tools. I mean, you can find other means. Sometimes I even do this and just gather it right from the pad. I think the tool's more for control of where the ink goes. YouTube Street CBC has been pretty good. When you find crafters that lift you up instead of run down, you do good. So it's been pretty pleasant this week. So that gives it that cool edge back. I like gathered twigs, Ranger Distress Oxide, but I also like the vintage. They have vintage ones too. They have Ground Espresso, Vintage Photo. They get some cool brown looking colors. So we're going to do this. We'll do this over here. That'll look pretty. This dries pretty fast too, which is pretty impressive. So, these two pages are going to look nice. These glue bottles are so squishy because they're more for icing, but they're cool. Go around, and then we'll flip this over. Smooth it out, and then if people have bone folders, they can just smooth it out however you want to. And then I'm going to use my finger for this one. Gonna play with the jot again. Just gonna leave you upside down till I'm done with you. I'm gonna use my finger to decoupage instead of a brush this time. I feel like when I use my finger, I can, know where the glue is at and where I haven't put it. It's more like a hands-on thing for me with this. Jot's glue is not bad. It's impressing me. It's pretty close to the Elmer's clear glue. And that to me is pretty impressive. We'll see how this piece dries. Because I don't care if it has a sheen or not. It's more just to hold the stuff in place. This is more like, for me anyways, it's more like, a finished touch, I guess you could call it. But when you look over here where this piece dried, you can see a little bit of sheen. Not the butterfly, but this here. It's still a little wet, but it's given a pretty decent look. That's what I like in my decoupage. It doesn't got to be a glossy. I never was a big fan of gloss. Like, when you used to get your pictures taken and you could get a glossy finish or glossy photo paper. I'm more of a matte person because, my daughter had a picture taken one time a long time ago and it stuck to the frame. And I think it's because it was the gloss in the paper. Hey, bud. Yeah, I like Callie. He's funny. He does cute live videos. We buffer a lot, though. I've been noticing a lot of buffering going on YouTube for some weird reason. Okay, on this side, I don't know if I have one laying out down here or not. Let me see. We'll see. We'll see. I might not. It's not laying over here. Let me check in here real quick to see if I have any laying in the front. My luck, I probably won't. But we can hope. Oh, we do. Yay! Something that actually works for a change. So this one. It's a little cartoonish. Let me see how this is going to work first on another piece of paper. I keep forgetting I brought these down. this. I want to see what this looks like. I haven't used this one yet. Use a piece of napkin. Just want to see what this will look like. That's not serious enough for this page. That's another thing you can do with napkin pieces. See how nice this cleans up with the baby wipe though? As you can wipe right over this. And it'll clean off your stamps. Then I'll leave them set the bottom up so it dries. It does pretty good. What was the other thing I was going to use? Let me see. Oh, yes. I think I'm going to ink this up instead because I know I'll like this one. I want to put something to the side of the page. So ink it up real good. And then this way or this way? This way looks better. We're going to take this. We're going to stamp over this. Oh, that's so cool looking. I love it. I love the handwriting ones. Little quick scribbles. And then we'll do down here. And then I want to do right here. Just make this page something a little extra too. Oh, that's so cool. These new ink pads are working pretty good too. Got these off of Amazon. I wanted to see how much that comes off. Messy fingers. I'll leave this set up to dry too. I love my rubber stamps, but it cleans up pretty good. You're going to have some residue, but that's a given. I'm okay with that. I like my stuff to look broken. Where's my paper towel? There it is. Then we're going to take, I got white paint on my fingernail. And I'm just going to take my ink pad. Just wipe around this edge a little bit. which is called PM Land Craft Ink Pads. They are not bad. These are new to me, so I've been experimenting with them. I keep my handy dandy paper towel roll beside me because I'm always using them for sure. Messy Crafters. But that looks pretty good. I think that turned out really well. So this is how this page turned out. And then you have that writing. That's really pretty. And then we could take and which one do I want to do? Let me see. One over here the other day. Where'd I put it? It's gotta be right beside me somewhere. It's the one that had the B on it. Where did I put the darn thing? Okay, so it's not to that side of me. That's not it. It's got to be over here then. Because I just used it the other day. But then again, it might not be. Look here. Well, that would be pretty. Let me take this off. Oh, you're stuck. What the heck? Okay, let's flip you over that way. We'll grab you off. I keep, every time I buy stencils, I stick them on a ring. I use my Crop-A-Dile and poke a hole or a hole puncher. And I store them so I know where they're at. It's one thing I can find. It's not all over the place. Okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to give it a fancy butterfly. Let's do it right there on the edge of the paper. And, oh, yes. Do I want to use this? I think I'm going to go with black paint on this. Jeez. Paint box is getting and heavy over here. Or do I want to give it a spiff of color? Yeah, we'll leave it black and white. So we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. But this time we're going to use some black paint to do it. Okay. Pat it out. Black paint is so messy. See how this turns out. Ah, it's stuck on the side. Oh, that's pretty. Definitely pretty. Wonder how this would work since I painted on that side. Let's do it in the opposite direction right here. Just go over it. This is an experiment. Oh, I like that way even better. Woo! I'm having fun, Tina. Black paint is really messy. Tina likes her circles too. I like swirls. I think the swirls are pretty. Hey, Tina! My hands are occupied right this second. Hold on. We're not Tammy's Messy Crafty Life. Tina's the one that decorates everything with paint. I was talking about you. Were your ears burning? Tina made me do it. She's the influence. We enable each other over here. All of us crafters, me, her, and Sandy. We enable each other to buy too much stuff. Oh, that turned my water pretty gray. Boy, that's really coming out. I'm going to leave that soak a little bit. Okay. I'm going to set this aside for a minute because I do have black paint all over my fingers. We're going to do this for extra protection. Because black is one color that is really, really messy. When you're painting, for sure. So we're going to take this just to go to show you how the isotopic alcohol works. Pretty good. It really is. I don't want to hurt the butterfly though. It's one thing about some of these stencils is they bend too easy and I end up breaking them. You know, the prongs and stuff out of them, so I got to be careful. When wiping the delicate pieces. And we're going to flip this over this way. We're going to do it again. Any of you guys besides me and Sandy watch Lucifer on Netflix? That show cracks me up. I watched it before a long time ago and I did a rewatch on it. And oh my gosh, it is so funny. I remember when it first came out, I was like, what? When I saw the name Lucifer, I was like, I'm not watching that. But then as I got to watch it, I was laughing. Like some people don't like watching The Walking Dead. It's actually a really good show too. You get attached to the characters when it's a long-running show. I like Criminal Minds too. Criminal Minds was one of my favorites. I hated the ending when it ended, but then they come out with Revolution. And it's like, okay. Criminal Minds Evolution. It's a lot more detailed. Yeah, I don't want to rip the little delicate pieces off of this butterfly because this is a cute butterfly. But you get these little swirly things and see how they bend. So I got to watch how I clean them and I don't break them. They're pretty cool. They clean up pretty good. So I'll let this dry over here. Set it aside like everything else. I can't wait till my quiet gun heating tool gets here. Oh, shoot, I forgot to do this part. My heating tool should be here Friday. And it's going to be quieter than the one I'm using. So that'll be a good thing. Okay. Now I'm cleaned up. I'm determined not to carry any spiders up with me tonight. Okay. Tita. What? Tina, you're so funny. Tina even decked out her yard for Halloween. It was cool looking. You know, YouTube doesn't even show how many people's even watching your channel either. It'll show like 1 or 2 people and there's like 5 sitting there. It's weird. Okay. So we're going to take this and pull it back over here. Then I'm going to use my heating tool. But these were 2 cute pages. Kind of like a vintage and a non-vintage. This was pretty good. This one here is pretty much dried, but that one here is going to take a little bit. Yeah, it dried pretty fast. Got a little bit of the black ink, but I think it looks good. This was fun doing this particular type of journal. This mixed media stuff is fun. Tina always liked to finger paint. Your fault. Even as a kid. I like making mud pies and stuff like that. So yeah, it's fun getting dirty. Finger paint was one of my favorite things to do when I was younger. I got Jessa stuck to my fingernail polish. That's why I have a hard time. Me and Sandy were talking about this. I have a hard time painting my nails because every time I do, I mean, my hands are in water so much. Fingernail polish never lasts on me very long, for sure. But Tina's really messy. You want to see someone really get down and dirty and paint, you got to watch her. This almost looks like, I don't know if that butterfly, no, kind of looks like a fairy in that picture. But it's really not a person that's in the stencil. See, it's like a little, the body of a caterpillar looking. But on here, it almost looks like a fairy. Look at look when I pull this up close. Looks like there's a girl in there, don't it? Like her legs are in the back. I don't know. That's funny looking how that came off. Right there. Huh. It's interesting. But the jot is not bad. This is what it's looking like. Okay, this is wet. It does have a little bit of a, it's in the wet spots, but right here it's dry. So it gives a matte finish when it's dry. The glossy parts are still wet. That's not a bad look though. But I'm liking these pages really very, very much so. They look really cool. And the rice paper looks pretty too. So that was interesting, playing with rice paper for a change. And of course, I still love my binary butterfly. I cut that out of a magazine. That was so pretty. So this is what mine looks like so far. This is the front, Tammy's First Mixed Media. And then we go into this page. This needs done. This needs done. These are all the ones I just painted recently to get them started for the backgrounds. I started flower there. And this one, these two pages I think are really cool. And I still got more pages to paint. And then we go into this page. I got a whole bunch still left. One thing about comp books, you definitely get a lot of pages of this for sure. Stuck together. I don't know if I can get this apart. There it is. This is going to be really pretty, I think, when it's done. This will be fun to flip through. And I'll put this on my thing. Yes, Tina. I know, your nails are funny. She got them everywhere. And then this was another kind of butterfly page. I did a lot of butterflies in this one. And there's that page. That was cool looking. Some of these look like graffiti. You know, did I even do a horse in here? I don't know if I did horses in here or not. I did mostly butterflies. I've been having a field day with butterflies in this one. I don't think I did a horse one in this one, which is shocking. Tammy didn't do a horse in here? Really? Huh. Shame on me. There's your skull page, Tina. That was from that mystery. Yeah, I don't have... That's weird, me not having any horses in this. I could have sworn I used a horse stamp in here. And the only time I ever did a person in this one, I don't know if you were in here when I did this page or not, Tina, because I know you like doing people. Where the heck is the page? I just passed it. This one. This was a card that came in that I found amongst my craft supplies. That's the only time I've used a person so far. But I think that's really cute. I actually looked up these cards. They didn't have any more like it, which is really sad. But it was like some kind of fundraiser for a church. There was a church that made these. And I was like, well, that's really cool. But I thought she was pretty. And then I cut the inside of the card out and I dyed it with my Distress ink. I rubbed it over it with a baby wipe. And then I put flowers in. But stuff like that, I don't mind. But I do not like the Tim Holtz people. I'm so not into them. I've got some, but, you know, in crafts that were made, but they're just not my favorite thing to use. I guess I'm a people person, but I'm not a people person in my crafts. I don't know. But yeah, I could have sworn I used a horse stamp in here. I guess I didn't. Maybe I was working on something else and thought I did. Because sometimes I switch it out. But I don't see horses in this one. Shame on me. I'm going to put this aside to dry. I'm not even going to totally try to dry this with my dryer. And I don't want these pages to stick on this one. So I'm going to set that aside. And speaking of horses... My favorite. Love this. I love this. This is chipboard. This I don't mind chipboard. This is the one Mousy Deb surprised me with. She made my Christmas. She probably sent me this as a gift. And for people who are new that haven't seen this yet, I love this. She's so talented. I have this fabric with horses. Oh my gosh. I just love what she did. And then I added to it. So this has been an unending piece of beautiful art. This is a glue book I just love. And calendars is what these come out of, the old calendars. Once they're no good, you just fussy cut the horses out. She made pockets. This is all mousy. It's got a butterfly on it. And look, a little tag. And then that looks like one of Amy's dyed tags. And then she did this pocket. And there's the word beach. Moment. I'm going to turn it around. We'll put moment. The air is full of sunlight. That's a napkin. Decoupaged. But I like how she did the pockets like pictures. And then I added this doily at the bottom with a button. I found a blue doily and stuck it on there. And then this here was off of a horse blanket. I actually got this on my chair upstairs, and I cut the picture off of the wraparound. And then this was a picture that I colored out of an adult coloring book. This is what I love about this book, is you can do whatever you want. This here was, I believe it's these. It's either these effect paste or it's something that I have in Nuvo. But I did all those butterflies and played with that. I love the paper she even put in here. And then here was another tag and pocket. And then over here, I got this. I think I bought this at a Defy auction. And it's a pocket to store stuff. It's like one of them burlap bags. I like the burlap blue. That's pretty. And then this I had fun putting in. I had these pieces with pearls. And this was off of a calendar somebody sent me. I have pieces Lillian and Tracy sent me from Whatnot. And I had extra pieces that she left in here. This was out of an adult coloring book. She had that on there already. It's a layered thingy. And then this was another horse. I got this page yet to decorate. This is another horse out of the thing. I like Pintos too. They're pretty. And then she did this side pocket with this flip. And it's got this little book in it with leaves. And there's pages in there to play with. This is like the never-ending glue book. And then I bought this off of somebody's sale. So it's got a real chain and a clipboard. And yeah, I thought that was cute. This was cut out of a magazine. And this here was a paper pad. Like one of those little paper pads you get in the mail. I thought this was cute. Happiness is a butterfly, which when pursued is always beyond your grasp, but which you sit down quietly may alight upon you. I love that paper with butterflies. And then on the other side, she stuck a piece of a fabric flip of mixed stuff. There's a doily and stuff that she put on here. I think that's so cool. And then over here, I stenciled. This is where I use my horse stamps. On this side, I have one great big long floral one, and I love my horse stamps. And this here was a decoupaged napkin first, and then a stencil over top of it, and then I stuck a button. And then this was her die-cutted flower. This page was fun to decorate. I had fun stamping on that one. And then over here, I got to work on that page. Then here, this is so much fun. I freaking love this. I love this. A library pocket with a horse picture on it. And then there was a horse tag. She made these. And there's the library card. I'm yet to play with that yet. And then over here, I bought this off of Maddie's sale a long time ago. This is just a bunch of bookmarks in a slot. And I just glued it. And then here's a page here of another horse. Didn't do anything on this page yet. And then here's like a mappage. And then this here, she took that same fabric and she made a writing board. And even that writing board is cool. Looks like the back of some kind of book, or she just used a board and put that book page. And then here's a page to use yet. Today is the day. She put that up there. And then I have this page to use, and this one I had a little fun with. Putting little pieces on it. She did a lot of this. I don't know if she did the sunflowers or I did. Maybe I didn't put anything on this one yet. Make things happen. Joy is the flower that blooms when you do. My granddaughter wants one that looks just like this. She goes, Dad, I love it. And then these 2 pages I'm yet to work with. So I still got a lot of work room to play with on this. And then this over here is a flip out pocket. And inside she stuck the music, a couple little things right there. She did an awesome job on this. Mousy Deb, if you ever watch this, I love this. And then she did a tag up here that's layered. It's a hidden paper clip, a great big one. It comes off. And then this is stamps were already built into the paper. And then this is a pocket that she had sewed and then stuck in here with a bunch of little pieces that she layered. These are why we like tickets. She put a butterfly on tickets, or people that don't know stuff we like. If I would have only known I would collect this later, I could have had tons of tickets from carnivals as a kid. And there's another tag. And over here, I love how she did this. She decoupaged all these handmade. These are all envelopes, every single size. And she glued them on here for decoration. And then here's a tuck right here. It's kind of a sneaky one. It says, looking good. And then there's a horse. And she used some lace on the edge. And then these 2 I have to work with yet, and that one. And then I started taking the little pictures at the end of the month. She had this Polaroid page I thought was really cute. That looks like a Tim Holtz page. And I started cutting little pictures of horses out and added them. I got that yet to fill. And then there's more back here. This is the end. This is just fantastic. It's just beautiful. And there's the horses at the bottom. And then she added this little envelope. There's notes. Picture, it looks from the calendar that was left over. This is like a scenic calendar. Yep, that's what it is, a calendar page. There's pieces in here yet to use. Some vellum. And then this envelope, how she did it, is so cool. It's got, in the back, it's got 2 little horse tags. And then you flip it over, open it up. And then she put one inside there. And it's so fancy because you could hang it how she had it hanging. It says, simple pleasures are priceless treasures. And then that's the end. But I like how she designed the board. To her to gift this to me, you should have seen my face. I told my husband, she made me want to cry when she gifted this to me. And then plus, this opens, and there's more stuff in here to use. She left pieces for me to add. This was probably one of the most happiest homemade mails. And I was like, oh my gosh. This sat under my Christmas tree. And she did an amazing job. And then she inspired me to buy this particular chipboard thing. I bought the smaller one, and I made my dad one out of trains. I sent him one that I did, and I did it on my channel a while ago, where I put a train one together for him. But this is like, oh, one of my favorite favorite pieces of art. And Mousy did it. And then she sent a bag with all this. It came in this huge plastic bag when she mailed it to me. And she sent extra goodies to add. She sent sunflower napkins. And here is more horse calendars. Because you take and, like I said, you cut the horses out. And you could use the leftover calendars. And see, they got the little pictures on the back that you can use for tiles. So I have that left. This napkin. She sent me the rest of some of the fabric, which I have more of that fabric. Pearl found that fabric for me during her sale. And then look at this. Oh my goodness, I forgot to add that. There's 2 jokers from a card set that are horses. That's like not the coolest. And this was another piece. I don't know if I showed you guys this. Wait a minute. There's the word Mustang, which I'll add. Piece of a phone book. I think that's another type of napkin. There's a faded page of horses. Then there's these little pieces. I'll show you the other thing I forgot to show y'all that was in here. She's got more little pieces just to keep on decorating. Get this back in here. I'm kind of one-handed over here. This was very generous, a very, very generous gift for sure. And the book was this. It says nature, and it's got the string and you untie it. And it's another envelope, and it folds out as like a trifold. And this was the rest of it. This was an extra book, and she did some sewing, some washi taping. Here's a secret pocket here. There's a pocket here with a piece of napkin in it. And I love black horses. Black Friesians are my favorite. And then you just tie this up. I should stick it inside the book. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick it inside of one of the pockets. This is beautiful. Like, she really put a lot of time into this. She spoiled me. So let me put this in one of my pockets so I don't lose it. Put it back here. That is my horse glue book that my crafter Mousy Dead made. She did an awesome job. Love this book. Oh, Melissa, how are you doing? So I will keep adding to this when this time goes on for sure. And I got to work more of my kitty cat book too. So I store it right back in the bag that I pulled it from to keep the freaking spiders off of it. Because we know it's Spiderville down here. here. And I gotta scan or take a picture of some of the pages in this ledger. I need to take this upstairs and start scanning this. Because I am not tearing this apart. This was from 1883. But these pages would be cool to use some of these in crafts too. Can't believe somebody threw this in a fire. And anybody that's new to my channel, this came from a locker off of one of my favorite channels. And I waited 10 months to get this thing in an auction. And it was before airplanes were created, and they used to move cargo in hot air balloons. And this whole thing is in Spanish on the inside where the thing was. But the guy that had it turned it into an aviation. He was making this a scrapbook. And the locker that it came from, he was gluing newspaper pages to the beginnings of it. And he had stamps, and I had to go through with undo and remove some of the stamps and everything. But this was actually, you could tell the ledger itself, somebody tried to burn it. Look at it. And these are the kind of things us crafters like, no, don't burn it, don't burn it. But even though it's in Spanish, the writing is like calligraphy. It's like very swirly. And it's scrumptious. It's scrumptious. And I had a friend that was reading to me the stuff out of it in Spanish. I took Spanish, but I didn't learn this. And she was reading some of it and telling me what the words were saying. And it's deliveries. It tells what countries they were delivered to in different countries and things like that. So that I'm going to put upstairs somewhere. I'm going to take it upstairs because I want to start scanning some of the pages of it. Eventually. I'd like to make some digitals, put them in my Etsy and start sharing some of my purchases because I have a lot from the 1800s. Hold on, I'm going to move around over here. My toes crimping. But I have a lot of cool stuff from the 1800s to share with everybody else. And I think digitals would be a cool way to do it. Because I know that there's people that buy it and they tear them apart, sell the originals. I'm not doing that for some of the things I have. Because it's a piece of history. So these two pages are drying from tonight. So I'll leave these dry overnight. And then next week I got to continue. I'm going to try to do some nights of painting pages and to get the book filled with the painting part for the backgrounds. And then maybe another one I'll decorate. So I'm not just stuck painting pages every single week. But these are a long time to get through. But they're really cool. But anyways, I think I'm going to get off of here. Tina, you going live tonight? Or are you still in here? I am going to make it an early night. I've been trying to cut down some of my time too. So people are more inclined to stick around and watch. Try to do a couple shorts, but I talk too much for shorts. They don't work out when you're a crafter. I think shorts are hard to do, especially when you're trying to teach something. Because you got to have dry time and stuff. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for coming in. and saying hi and spending time with me because that means a lot, especially when there's thousands of people on here. Well, more than thousands, but you know what I mean. But, anyways, you all have a great night. And all okay. You have an early morning then. Ah. But yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs and spend time with my pooch because my hubby will be home here at 11:30. Well, have fun. It's your breakfast this in the morning. That will be fun. Sometimes they have a grandparents' day here, but I miss a lot of it because my sleeping schedule's messed up. Sometimes I miss it that my husband doesn't have a daytime job. Tina, I wish his job was in days that way I could go to bed early because when he started out, he was on daylight. So I was always in bed at an early hour. It's funny how our schedules change with our mates, you know? But it got to the point where it was too much. Sometimes I go to bed before he comes home because sometimes he just wears me out with his schedule. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. And I hope everybody has a great evening. But thanks for stopping by. And Friday night, I will be same time, 7:30 on My Crafty Styles with Sandy. And we do our mixed media that night. But I don't want to do for now. Y'all be good. And I'll see you soon.